Right.
But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork, which Canelo cannot handle. And we know that for a fact. It happened with Bivol. It happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right.
Terence Crawford is my favorite fighter of this era. You know, he's my favorite fighter of this era. So, as friends, as business, in boxing, Terence Crawford wins.
Knockouts. You know, if that was the case, his face would look like mush. You know, he's moving his head, he's jabbing.
He's slick. A lot of people too, like,
since he knocked people out so much, people forget that he's a good boxer.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson gave Canelo a serious warning after seeing Terence Crawford's brutal training sessions. He said every boxer has their own style, but some unlock an animal-like killer instinct when it matters most. Tyson explained that when aggression is balanced with discipline, a fighter becomes nearly unbeatable. In his view, Crawford's focus and drive prove he's prepared for a real battle. That's why Tyson believes Canelo may not be strong enough to match that kind of hunger.
That long ago. That's what's so crazy.
Listen, most of these guys, Alexander Green, Hannibal, Genghis Khan, we have their DNA. That's why some people are savages to some, because we have these guys' DNA. These guys conquered the world, and look what level we are. We have their seeds. We have them. Some people, they have those psychopaths. Some people love killing people. Some people love eating people. Some people don't, just like animals, some animals get domesticated quicker than others. And the same in human beings. Some of them get domesticated quicker than others. And some of them just never get domesticated. They're just what they are.
So you're genetically passed down, their makeup.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the way we're so attached to our phones is going to lead to us being attached to some electronic thing that we wind up accepting in our body.
No, listen,
and it's going to change what people are.
Like some iRobot shit, honestly?
Yeah, legitimately. Like some kind of cyborg
all of
shit.
us right now, if our phones stop now, we would start fighting for some reason. Before we figured this shit out, if our phones started now, we would for some reason find reasons to fight.
We're so distracted by phones. But I think the thing about phones is you accept the fact that everybody has one. You accept the fact you always have it on you. So it might as well be a part of your body. It's just not connected. And one day it will be. One day they're going to figure out how to put a thing on your head that makes your brain work way better. And a few people are going to do it and they're going to have a big advantage. And then we're all going to do it.
But until then, your phone will be like your will. When you die, take my phone, son.
Getting ready for the toughest challenge of his life, Terence Crawford chose to spar with Carlos Adams, a powerful middleweight known for heavy hands and nonstop attacks. This decision reveals Crawford's sharp mindset before facing Canelo Alvarez. Since Canelo is naturally bigger, Crawford knows learning to take hard shots is essential, not optional. By enduring Adams' punches in training, he is preparing both body and mind for the storm waiting on fight night. This shows not only his toughness, but also his smart strategy.
So here's a video that many people have sent me to determine in their mind that Terence Bud Crawford would lose to Canelo Alvarez, or is going to lose September 13th to Canelo Alvarez, as he is sparring here middleweight WBC world champion Carlos Adames, who is 24 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 18 wins by way of knockout. And people are saying that Carlos Adames, who's 5'11" with a 73-inch arm reach, is having his way with Terence Bud Crawford. And this is an indication that the 168-pound Canelo Alvarez, who's 5'7" with a 70-inch arm reach, is going to have the same type of success and knock Terence Crawford out. But what people are not paying attention to is Terence Crawford is standing right in front of Carlos Adames and taking the big punches from Carlos Adames as he's standing in the pocket and counterpunching him and taking his blows at a smaller weight class while competing at 147. Now he bulked up. What y'all think?
Oscar De La Hoya, once Canelo's rival and now a promoter, thinks Canelo's aggression could cost him. He says Canelo will charge forward as usual, but Crawford's skill and flexibility can break through that style. He recalls how Mayweather frustrated Canelo with defense and ring IQ, while Bivol outclassed him by controlling range and pace. The message is clear. Crawford, like those champions, has the tools to pick Canelo apart. His switch-hitting southpaw style, sharp counters, and boxing brain give him many ways to win. While Canelo brings pressure and strength, Crawford's skill might be enough to undo it.
Do you feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
That's the $1 million question. When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, that to me is going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters.
Right. Yeah.
He's not getting rattled at all.
Right. No.
Berlanga's a big kid.
Right.
Yeah.
So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard.
Right.
But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork, which Canelo cannot handle. And we know that for a fact. It happened with Bivol. It happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right with no problem. And Canelo was way stronger than Mayweather. So there's
Don't you
a lot
think
of
Canelo's a better fighter than he was then? Today?
a better fight. Yeah, a little better. Yeah, his footwork is still the same. He's flat-footed. He's very heavy on his feet.
Obviously, Canelo has the power to hurt anyone.
In this game, power means a lot. If you can't keep your guy off you, or you don't know how because it's too much pressure.
Right.
And the one thing about Crawford is that he knows how to handle the pressure. He's a savvy boxer, you know, and he doesn't run. And he has that heart. He's a dog. He has that heart. You want to fight me? I'm going to fight you.
Comparisons between Crawford and Alexander Usyk are fitting. Usyk, a smaller man at heavyweight, beat giants like Joshua and even challenged Fury by using speed, footwork, and confidence. Experts say Crawford should fight Canelo the same way, by relying on what makes him special instead of trying to be bigger or stronger. Crawford's timing, accuracy, and control in the ring are unmatched today. By keeping his rhythm, like Usyk did, he can balance out Canelo's size. The real lesson is that greatness comes from sharpening your own strengths. For Crawford, that means trusting his instincts, staying disciplined, and fighting smart.
To reevaluate, him bulking up and say, you know what? Nah, Terence Crawford, if you want a chance, not just to survive, but a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez, you have to be you. Just like Alexander Usyk was himself to face muscle machines like Anthony Joshua, big, tall enigma in the heavyweight division like Tyson Fury. Now, let me quickly give you an example of what I'm talking about. See, when Alexander Usyk fought Anthony Joshua, right? He weighed in at 221. Joshua was 244, giving up 20 pounds, over 20 pounds, almost 25 pounds, right? Alexander Usyk didn't chase Anthony Joshua in terms of trying to bulk up. Oh man, I'm going to fight this heavyweight. His power is going to be more than me. His weight, he could overwhelm me with his weight, his height, you know, his power. No, I'm going to be, I got to be the most comfortable fighter I could be. I gotta be comfortable under my own skin. I'm not gonna beat him off power. I gotta beat him off speed. I gotta beat him off movement. I gotta beat him off adjustments. I gotta beat him off IQ. Right? So Alexander Usyk didn't have to bulk up to be successful. Now look at this one. Look at when he fought Tyson Fury. He kept the same energy, he kept the same mindset, and it still got him to become an undisputed heavyweight champion.
Coach Joel Diaz says Crawford's skills guarantee he will trouble Canelo early, but he also highlights the massive money impact of this fight. Crawford has ruled several divisions, but big money events rarely came his way. Now this match changes his future, both in the ring and financially. The huge payout shows the scale of this clash. Never before has Crawford fought on such a stage with record-breaking money tied to his performance. Diaz admits the pressure is heavy, but so is the reward. Beyond tactics, Crawford is also chasing legacy, wealth, and respect that few boxers ever reach.
You know, he never made those millions of dollars that he deserved to make, and became friends with Turkey Alish, which Turkey Alish announced it publicly. Terence Crawford is my favorite fighter of this era. You know, he's my favorite fighter of this era. So, as friends, as business, in boxing, Terence Crawford wins. Yeah. But he wins money. Because now, hey, you know what? As my friend that you are, I make you an offer. Would you fight Canelo? I'll give you 40 million. I don't know if it's 40, I don't know if it's 50, 60, but he's not going to make no less than $10 million. So right there, Crawford's winning, regardless. As a fighter, like, dude, you give me 20 million, I'll fight anybody. I'll fight Anthony Joshua right now. Yeah. So Terence Crawford has to sell the fight. He has to say, I'll beat Canelo, left and right, whatever, right? But we've seen it we've seen it many, many times. When fighters move up 2 divisions to beat a champion, they fail. Yeah. I mean, I saw it with Mikey Garcia when he fought Earl Spence. I saw it when Demetrius Andrade, a 147-pounder, was avoided for years. He moved to 54. He was avoided. He moved to 160. He fought maybe once or twice. Nobody wanted to fight him. So he moves to 68 and fights Benavides. What happens? He looked good for the first 3 rounds because he's good. But once that heavy monster is coming at you, he'll destroy you.
Shakur Stevenson, one of boxing's brightest young stars, is fully confident in Crawford's chances. He dismisses worries about size, pointing out both fighters are about the same height and Crawford has already adjusted his body for the new weight. Stevenson says this fight is about skills, not numbers. Crawford's lean frame and tough training allow him to move up without losing speed. He believes Crawford's strength and adaptability cancel out Canelo's size edge. More than that, Stevenson praises Crawford's mindset and experience, saying they give him the edge. His faith adds excitement, proving younger fighters see Crawford as the man who can dethrone boxing's top star.
I think Bud gonna cook Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
Yeah. You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's physically kind of big, but height wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so, man.
For how you got a decision to stop it? Because Bradman and Boozy think that Bud actually might stop it.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and who got on the phone talked about it, but I think that's possible. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility if Canelo gets to acting out of line and not understanding that Bud could crack too. So.
Even with all the praise, some experts remain doubtful. They argue that while Crawford dominates, most of his opponents lack the fame or elite level that Canelo represents. Apart from Errol Spence Jr., who Crawford crushed, few on his record hold global recognition. This brings up the question, has Crawford really faced anyone at Canelo's level? Critics suggest beating Spence is not equal to defeating a seasoned champion like Canelo. They admit Crawford is great, but they warn his lack of big stage experience could hurt him. Canelo's history in huge fights may create problems Crawford has never seen.
Like this to how I feel about Bud. Though I think Bud is an elite fighter and got mad skill, I ain't impressed with nobody he's beat or fought. I'm not. Earl Spence is the only credible fighter that I put on his resume that I feel like, now that motherfucker right there, okay, you beat him, you're legit. But let's pump the brakes. Let's pump the brakes. I will say this until the day I fucking die, nigga. And I will say it screaming from the rooftops. And I will be 90 years old and still saying this shit. I'm not giving him no motherfucking respect or props fighting a weight drained Earl Spence. Who took the fight. Not only did he have a broken orbital bone, he had eye surgery previously, had 2 fucking car crashes where he almost died. Though this is not Bud's fault. This ain't Bud's fault. It ain't Bud's fault that he had them car crashes and he was drinking or doing whatever the fuck he was doing. It ain't Bud's fault he got hurt in training and fucked his eye up and had to pull out of the Manny Pacquiao fight. That ain't Bud's fault. It ain't Bud's fault if it ain't Bud's fault that they put Earl Spence in the ring weight drain like that. That's Earl's fault. Earl waited for this motherfucker. He had been crying. I got videos on my channel. Have you not seen it? I got tons of videos on my channel.
Ex-lightweight champ Mickey Bay sees this as a rare, once-a-year type of fight full of drama and unpredictability. To him, it's a true 50-50 battle, which makes it special. Bay explains the stakes. If Crawford wins, whether clearly or by a close margin, his greatness will be confirmed. For Canelo, things are more complicated. If he barely wins on points, doubts about decline will overshadow his victory. To protect his reputation, he must win clearly and show he's still the king. Crawford, however, gains legacy just by winning. That's why the pressure is far heavier on Canelo than on Crawford.
Terence trying to get the win. If he get the win, this could put him in that all-time status. You know what I mean? And you got Canelo like, damn, I can't lose to this little dude. So it's like, you know, it's pretty much they both, you know, Terence is you know, he trying to get up on that Mount Rushmore. Then you got Canelo that's damn near like, man, I can't let this little dude beat me. You know, that could pull his legacy down a little bit. So you got both fighters, they got a different goal, but man, they both real good and both elite. They both at their absolute prime, probably at the best, at the top of their game. Yeah, I just think it's just a matchup wise, skill wise, all around. Yeah, that's the best matchup right now.
Canelo beats Crawford. What does that do for Canelo? Crawford beats Canelo. What does that do for Crawford?
I think it's how Canelo got to beat Crawford. I don't think he got to if he could stop Crawford, it'll probably look good. But him just winning, I mean, he'd get his props, you know, from dudes like me and you probably. But I mean, it depends how he win. To me, Terrence just got to win.